Hey, welcome back, my fellow humble investors. It's me, ET, and remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a self-taught investor who's always looking for ways to increase one's net worth. In today's humble video, and you read it right, all right? The fourth quarter numbers suck. Period. There's no other way to put it. It sucked. Let's just go to the slides and look at it. Humble Nation. The fourth quarter earnings report sucks. Now, if you go looking for the fourth quarter earnings report, you're not going to find it, but you will find the 2021 annual report. In order to get these fourth quarter earnings report numbers, all you would have to do is take a look at the third quarter's year to date numbers and subtract the annual report numbers from it. It gives you the fourth quarter numbers. In the report, and we'll get to it, some highlights of it, but in the report, it doesn't refer to the fourth quarter anywhere in that annual report. And I know that some companies out there will do just an annual report and include the fourth quarter numbers in that annual report. It's nowhere to be seen in this report. And quite frankly, I see why. The numbers are ridiculously. I mean, they're crazy. Revenue is down 23%. Humble Pay is down 90%. The marketplace is down 23%. Humble Financial 17%. I can get it with the financials. I got it. The ETFs. They had to shut down the Humble ETXs. So let's dive into some of the information I think is important in this report. Before I do that, let me just say this. I understand that Humble is a startup company with one full year under its belt. I'm not looking for them to be profitable. I understand that. But what I am looking for, and especially startup companies like this here, is I want to see that they're generating revenue and I want to see consistent revenue growth quarter after quarter after quarter. Quarter two, quarter three look good. I like the path that they were on. Quarter four, well, let's dive into this. First thing I want to take a look at, I want you guys to take a look at what I think is definitely important. I think this was on page 10 of the report. One of the things that really kind of caught my attention is that the actual monthly cash burn for the company is approximately $1 million per month. And they're saying that this is likely to decrease as much of this is directly related to our in-house and outsourced technology team. But still, $1 million a month. So that basically means in order for it to break even, you're going to need at least a $3 million quarter. Let's take a look at the report. All right. Annual report 2021. Humble generated a total of $2.5 million in annual revenue. The cost of that revenue is 1.1 mil. Gross profit is 1.3 mil. All right, if you guys want to take a look at that report, I'll have a link of that annual report in the description below. Okay, here we're going with the breakdown. Revenues, we know it's 2.5. Know the cost of revenue, gross profit we just talked about. One of the things you want to look at here too is, and I'm not really concerned with the expenses and the net loss. You know, the net loss is 49 mil. I'm not concerned with the net loss. In order to grow a company, you're going to have to spend some money. So I get it. All right. So I get it. I'm not overly concerned with that. My concern at this stage is revenue. Can they grow their revenue consistently? This here is the quarter by quarter revenue and what's generating that revenue. There's the first quarter we see here. Revenue, very first quarter, of $156,000. Second quarter, it jumped for that quarter is $225,000. That was a 45% increase. Like I said, I want to see revenue growth quarter over quarter because revenue is what's going to keep a company functioning. And I know that, once you have the revenue, now you're going to control your expenses and your debts. It's no different than just having a household budget. All right. But the bottom line is you got to have revenue coming in. That's their income that's coming in that's going to help fund this company other than funding it through debt and expenses. All right. So we know third quarter was a knockout quarter primarily because of ticker rate. $1.1 million. I love this quarter. It was an indication of things to come. Guess what? Third quarter was 430% quarter over quarter improvement. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. Then all of a sudden, pump the brakes. Fourth quarter, $922,000. We didn't grow. We didn't beat the third quarter. Yeah, we beat the second and the first, but we didn't beat the third quarter. If you compare the fourth quarter over the third quarter, it's down 23%. Let's take a look at the segments. We've got Humbl Pay. We already know Humbl Pay first quarter didn't generate any money. First, second quarter, no money. Third quarter, $13,000. Okay, now we're getting started. Fourth quarter, 1,300, a little bit over 1,300 bucks. Quarter over quarter is down 90%. Humbl Marketplace. First quarter, 154. Second quarter, 123. Okay, not a problem. It's down 20%. Third quarter, there we go. But once again, we got to realize that's tickery tickets. All right, almost $1.1 million, 787% increase. Okay, now we're talking. All right, now we look at the fourth quarter, 849,000, a decrease quarter over quarter, 23%. Humbl Financials. All right, the big money maker for this section was going to be the ETXs. First quarter, 2,156 bucks. Second quarter looked a little better, $102,000. Third quarter dropped to 87,000. And then we have the fourth quarter, 72. We know what happened there. I'm not overly concerned with that quarter over quarter drop of 17% because I understand what happened with the ETXs. Cost of revenue, we see the cost of revenue increased by 9% in the fourth quarter over the third quarter. Gross profit is down by 43%. That's the breakout there. And this is one of the things that I'm also looking at. We're looking at the percentage of the revenue. Where is it coming from? 1% is coming from Humbl Pay. Isn't that why a lot of us got into Humbl? Is because of the potential with the peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer it's not producing anything. I don't care how great it is. Evidently, it's not great enough that the word of mouth is catching on. 1%. Humbl Marketplace. 89% of the revenue is coming from there. And we know that the two cash cow when it comes to the Humbl Marketplace is going to be Tickery and Monster. Humbl Financials, that's 11% of the revenue. That's where it was generated from. All right, guys. Sounds like I'm being very, very pessimistic. But I'm going to tell you something. I understand you can be pessimistic, optimistic, or you can be a realist. I am being more of a realist than anything else. I'm just going to tell you like it is. This is what I'm seeing. I know it's a startup company and we got to give it time. But this is not a good quarter. And I'm wondering what the first quarter of 2022 is going to look like. I can't wait to take a look at it. I want to see what's really, it'll give you an idea of what's going on. If it's just as red as this one, that is not going to be a good sign. And I understand either for the short term or possibly it's a long term indicator as well. Now, this is something that Jeff Bezos says, because we want to be the the Amazon when it comes to the blockchain world, this, that, and the other stuff, digital technology and investment and all that other stuff. I get it. All right. Bottom line, when you read through this, what Jeff Bezos was really saying here is that you need to have a 5 to 7 year window. All right. And I understand we've just completed the first year of this company. We've got some way to go. But you can't compare yourself to Amazon, even though they had their growing issues. One thing was consistent. Their revenue growth quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter was always improving. Always improving. Our fourth quarter was a disaster in my mind. And I think that hopefully I am 100% wrong. That is not an indication of the long term. Let's take a look at what I have invested into Humbl and my indirect play on Humbl through Forwardly. As you can see from my tracking right here, the last time I bought any Humbl stock was on the 8th of February 2020. Uh, Actually, that should be 2022 this year. I haven't bought anything since then. I have a total of 16,000 shares with a cost basis of $1.09. I spent a total of $17,000. When you combine Forwardly and Humbl, I'm up to about $20,000. The current value of my Humbl stock is what, 1,952 bucks. When you look at the current value of Forwardly, it's 345. Bottom line, the value of both of those together is about 2,000 bucks. Um, I have some concerns now, and I wonder if they can execute so that 5 to 7 years from now we'll all be happy. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. Now, I'm not buying anymore. Not until I see something very, very positive when it comes to their revenue. I'm tracking revenue. You want to grow a company, you grow the revenue, period. And I understand it may take a while before the company become profitable. But in the meantime of becoming profitable, I want to see revenue growth. Uh, Fourth quarter, we didn't see it. Um, I am down 89%. Like I said, I am not selling, but I'm definitely not buying. And I'll write this out. Oh, what? 1,952 bucks. Okay, guess what, guys? That'd be crazy. That'd be stupid for me to sell. I'll take it down to zero. 1,952 bucks is not going to make or break me. Bottom line, even though that $15,527 is an unrealized loss, I've written it off. If it comes back, then that's great. But I'm not even concerned about that. My concern right now is I want to see them start to generate revenue on a consistent basis. I understand that they have what, Biz Secure. I think that's probably going to be one of their best plays. Biz Secure, I think, is going to be one of their best plays. Has the potential, and the reason I say that is because they need to execute. You're looking at a government contract with the Air Force. And for those of you who don't know, I am retired Air Force. I spent over 30 years in the Air Force. So if they can pull off this particular contract um, with having things in the blockchain and so forth, all that's going to do is uh, get the attention of DOD. In other words, the other branches of service, DOD total. And it very possibly could take off from there. But if they don't execute this right and it doesn't work, they're not going to get any further contracts with the Department of Defense or even with the other services there. All right, so right now I'm curious to see what's going on. Also, there's a couple other things too. Before I let you go on this, there's a couple other things too. The last investors call was on the November 10th. That was 5 months ago. I'm sure that they're well aware that they have a bad fourth quarter. Nobody's talking about it. Why not get in front of it? Why not talk about it on your tweets and on the various chat rooms? I'm looking at that. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody. Brian Foot, talk about it. Talk about that fourth quarter numbers. If you just look at the annual report, all they're doing is comparing the annual, nothing quarterly, the annual of 2021 against 2020, which is nothing. Oh, come on. They're playing games. They're hiding from us. That's how I feel right now. Get out in front of it, talk about it. And why don't they list their earnings on the investors page of the website? A lot of companies do that. A lot of OTC companies do that. I don't know. In my opinion, right now, based upon the current financials, the current price of this stock is grossly overvalued at 12 cents. And I understand people are buying it for, not the current value of this, but the future value of the company. All right, I'm starting to be suspect of the future value of this company if they can't execute and start generating more income. I'm just sorry. That's just the way I feel. If they can't generate income, we're not going to see a price increase. The price increase will happen, in my opinion, on three things. Number one, we need a major needle moving event. Something is going to move that needle. Major news. Only really major news now is a hell of a contract that's going to guarantee them some type of revenue, a possible buyout, or we need to see some extreme revenue increases quarter after quarter. None of this going negative after you have one good quarter, then you go negative. Oh, and another way that we can possibly see a short-term uh, price increase is through a reverse split, which they're already talking about. So, hmm, yeah, like I said, I'm more of a realist right now. I'm looking at things. I don't see anything with Humble where they have a moat. That word moat was made famous by Warren Buffett. A moat is something that really separates them from the competition, that makes them unique. What do they really have that's unique? The blockchain field is getting crowded. The NFT field is crowded. I mean, everything associated with that they want to do is people are already doing it. Peer to peer, people are already doing it. They're sending money from the United States to foreign countries. That's being done already. I want to see what is the unique feature of Humble right now. Now I am, guys, Humble Nation, talk to me, educate me. I thought I was on top of it, but the more I'm looking at this, okay, tell me something that Humble has that we have that other companies don't have. Okay, fine. So we got a coin or token. That doesn't mean anything. You know how many of them out there? Go to the coin market and see all those thousands, over 20,000 crypto coins out there. All right. If you're gonna get into crypto, my thing is I'm gonna get in with the big boys right now. I made some money off the little guys last year, the Shiba Inus and the Dogecoin, and I got out. But the bottom line, if you crypto, I think that the big play is going to be, invest in the big boys there. Cordanos, uh, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Ethereum's coming out with their second version of Ethereum. So I don't see anything that's unique. I don't see great execution. I'm starting not to see great execution. You don't see um, any marketing. They're relying on word of mouth with Humble Nation. We're not enough to move the needle. All right, that's enough of my rant, guys. So there you have it. I'm long on Humbl. I'm not selling, and I'm definitely not buying. Either Humbl is going to be a hero or a zero to me. I only have, what, $2,000 left to lose. Like I said in my last video, I'm only going to do video on Humbl when there is a major needle moving event. In other words, what I mean by needle moving event, in other words, there's a huge catalyst that we should see a price increase. Outside of that, I'll do a report every time the earnings come out. And I can't wait to see Q1 of 2022's earnings. Okay, guys, with all that said, just remember these three things. You got to save, you've got to invest, and you have to apply what you know, because knowledge by itself is not power. It's the application of knowledge is power. Guys, I'll see you on the next video. You guys take care. Bye-bye.